Okay, today I want to talk about acne and blood sugar regulation and how regulating your blood sugar is so important if you struggle with acne. So, if you are in your 20s or maybe even your early 30s and you're still getting acne and you just cannot figure out what is going on, I want you to look at my other video about digestion, gut health, liver, parasites, candida. We talked about all the things, but this one is really important because blood sugar dysregulation can really mess up the skin. Acne is sometimes known as diabetes of the skin. And when our blood sugar is dysregulated, this throws off our cortisol levels. And when our cortisol is all over the place, this throws off our hormones, our skin, everything kind of gets wacky. So, this is why it's really important that our blood sugar is regulated if we're trying to fix our acne and we've just tried everything. So, how do we even do that? It's really important to eat breakfast. I cannot stress this enough. I see so many of my one on one clients just skipping breakfast, and it is not a flex. It is not cool to skip breakfast anymore. If you understand your hormones and what is happening with your cortisol levels, you'll probably never skip breakfast again. Our cortisol levels are naturally highest in the morning, or at least they should be. And when you don't eat breakfast, this only spikes your cortisol even more. Your body basically is in a fight or flight, wondering when you're going to get food. You stress the heck out, spike your cortisol, and then I always like to think of blood sugar like a roller coaster. What goes up must come down. This is just basic physics. So, if your blood sugar goes up, that cortisol goes up even more from not eating breakfast. You're going to crash later. So, that's this afternoon slump that I know we're all very familiar with. Even if you don't feel that afternoon slump, it can creep up in other ways like irritation. Anxiety is a huge one when our blood sugar is dysregulated, or extra emotional, especially around your cycle. So it's really important that you eat breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. Breakfast should be a high protein breakfast. You want to have a protein, a healthy fat, and a whole food carb. It doesn't have to be breakfast food. I always tell my one on one clients that it can be leftover dinner, leftover lunch from the night before. So, protein, I am a fan of animal protein, fish or beef or chicken sausage or eggs if you can tolerate them. Sometimes eggs are a trigger for people with acne. So, if you're really struggling, I would recommend cutting eggs for now. But you want to have a high protein breakfast, ideally 35 grams of protein per meal. Then you want to have a healthy fat in there. So that looks like avocados, Brazil nuts, things that are really going to help satiate you and hold you for many hours throughout the day. And then a whole food carb, sweet potatoes, fruit, beets, Brussels sprouts. Again, it can be leftovers from the night before. I really like yogurt bowls. And if you can't tolerate dairy because you are really struggling with acne, you can do like a coconut yogurt or a dairy free yogurt, but you can really bulk up your bowl with fruit, nuts, chia seeds, things that are really gonna satiate you for a long time. Ideally, we wanna go around 3 to 4 hours. We don't wanna go longer than 3 to 4 hours without eating. So if you're going 8, 9, 10 hours without eating, this is really going to mess up your blood sugar as well. And you want to focus on more meals. So, having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you need to snack, you can have a snack, but you never have empty carbs. This basically just means you wouldn't want to have a banana by itself or an apple by itself. These foods are healthy, but when you have just a carb by itself, it is going to spike your blood sugar. When you have that carb with a healthy fat or protein, so let's say you have it with some hard boiled eggs, or you have a scoop of nut butter with it, or just something that's going to help stabilize the blood sugar, this really helps in the long run so that you're not on that roller coaster up and down feeling with your blood sugar. So make sure you try these tips. I want you to have breakfast tomorrow if you're not on that train. Also, having coffee after your breakfast is really important for stabilizing your blood sugar as well and just not getting that cortisol spike. So, check out my other videos for more root cause acne tips. I had acne for years and years, and now I teach women like you how to improve their acne from the inside out. I look at functional lab testing all the time. I see patterns all the time. And that's ultimately why I created my root cause acne course. So you can check that out at rootcauseacneco.com. Or if you're looking to get a functional stool test or a food sensitivity blood test and work with me one on one, you can apply on my website. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to help.